Well, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. I'm excited that you are returned to hang out with me yet again on another Wisdom on Wednesday with Ray. We've had a lot of fun, a lot of interesting conversations, a lot of popular topics. Once again, thank you for interacting in the comments section. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to tell your friends about Wisdom on Wednesday so we can continue to grow this channel. I appreciate you so much. This Wednesday isn't different than any other. I'm excited to even talk about the subject matter of today. It's not an in-depth subject, but it's a subject that many of us deal with all the time. So wise people need to recognize when the time is now. Yeah, wise people aren't people who just take risk. Wise people aren't people who just jump off the cliff when they feel like it. But wise people make calculated risk. Wise people weigh the cost. Wise people evaluate how long the efforts will be, how much collateral it will take. Wise people investigate how many people will be invested in this dream. Wise people take inventory of the talents, skill sets they have, and how many people they're going to have to farm out some of the talents that they don't have. You see, wise people have done the planning. Wise people have done the prep work. And if you're a Christian like me, a wise person has prayed, and you ask the blessings of the Lord to direct your paths and to bless your visions. So, wise person, you've planned, you've prayed, and you've penned it. You've written it down. So today I want to talk to you about now. Far too many people go to the grave with their dreams and their plans and their aspirations. Many people want to take the safe route. Many people never move. They wait for the perfect opportunity. But I want to encourage you today that there's never a perfect opportunity. There's never enough money. There's never enough people behind you to congratulate you, to tell you it's going to work out. The time is now. The best aspect about going now is you can live by this philosophy that tomorrow never comes. You look up tomorrow morning and it's today. And we got one more day of our dream has passed. One more day of our aspirations. Wisha, woulda, coulda. One more day. Is that your story? That you've had this rock solid plan in your imagination. You've had this dream that wakes you up in the middle of the night, but it's so big that you don't even want to share with anybody because you don't want anybody to think you're not able to do it. But it's a reason that dream is in you. The only thing that's holding you back from doing what you're supposed to do is you're waiting on the perfect opportunity. You're waiting on all of your finances to line up. You're waiting on your job schedule to open up. But let me help you with something. When something is inside of you that you have to do, you can't evaluate when it's going to be comfortable. You can't over-evaluate when it's going to be safe. When the temperature and the climate and the waters are going to be perfect for you to step in, everything's going to work out. You see, when you have a now mentality, you can't wait for perfect conditions. When you have a now mentality, you move and you adjust accordingly as things go. You see, a wise person doesn't sit and wait for everything to be perfect. A wise person has enough faith to recognize, even if it doesn't go the way I planned it, I'm going to learn everything I need on my second attempt, or my third attempt, or my fourth attempt, or my fifth attempt. You see, a wise person doesn't over-evaluate what the naysayers are going to say. A wise person recognizes that I need to learn, why is this passion, this dream burning inside of me? I need to move now. As you all understand, I like to tell stories about my days in the U.S. Army, and I was an infantry soldier, and I was stationed down in Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and we had the opportunities of rappelling out of helicopters. Yeah, I said it. We jumped out of helicopters, perfectly moving helicopters. They called it fast roping. You see, fast roping was the helicopter was only about 90 feet off the ground. And the whole intent was that we would go down this rope fast before the enemy could compromise the helicopter. You see how brilliant that idea was? So you would have 3 soldiers on one side of the helicopter and 3 soldiers on the other side of the helicopter, and we will all get in position. Now, this is your part. Pay attention. We will all get in position. We will grasp the rope in our hands and between our feet. Now, the tighter that you held on to the rope, the faster you went down. But if you had the training in your mind, if you remembered all the reps, if you remember how much practice we did going down the wall, you'll remember if you were able to extend your legs and that would slow down that rope. You see, friends, I want you to see this picture in your mind. You've been holding on to that rope for far too long. You're standing on the side of that helicopter and you won't jump. There's people waiting on you to jump. And if you don't jump, if you don't do it now, there's people that are going to suffer because you failed to move when you were supposed to move. You see, we were trained infantrymen that when we jumped out of the helicopter, we took a defensive position so that our buddies could come behind us and the helicopter could land, but we would be able to put down fire so that our friends wouldn't be compromised. You see, somebody just got blessed that there's things that are inside of you that aren't just for you. There's things that you need to do now so other people can be impacted. There's generations behind you that are waiting on you to try. There are generations waiting for you to go out and start that business. There are generations behind you that are waiting on you to go back to school, waiting on you to go after that degree, to go after that promotion, to go after all those things that are in your heart. What are you waiting for? I know. You're waiting on everything to be perfect. You're waiting for the sun to shine. You're waiting for the breeze in the air. You're waiting for everybody to carry you on their shoulders and say, this is the day. Today, let's do it. That day is never going to come. There's got to be something inside of you that wakes you up in the morning that says today's the day. There's got to be something inside of you that makes you bow your head at lunchtime and say, Lord, thank you for this food. But God, give me clarity for what you want me to do today. Today's the day, family. Now is the time for you to get going on what you're supposed to do. Only you and God know what you're supposed to do, what you were designed for, that things that make you dream and daydream when you drive in your car. Some people are knowing that you've been staggering and standing in the same place, knowing you're with the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, but you're waiting to evaluate to see if that's the person that's going to work out. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life was making the decision to marry my wife. Now, she and I weren't together for a very long time before I proposed. We were together for 9 months when we got married. Now, many people thought that all types of things were wrong. They thought maybe possibly she was pregnant. There's no way that 2 kids would get together that early and spend the rest of their lives together. But I want to give you something that you will never forget. When I talked to God about that decision, here are my words. I said, I met somebody that I think I want to spend the rest of my life with, but I'm afraid because I've never seen it done, that I have to believe that this is a faith move, that I have to know without a shadow of a doubt that this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. Now, when I made that decision, I had no clue if it was going to work out. When I asked her to marry me, I had no clue if she was going to say yes or not. But I knew without a shadow of a doubt I had to ask her. And now it's been 23, almost 24 years, and we've been together. You understand? You don't know what type of story you're going to have until you pick up the pen. You don't know what the end's going to be until you open up the book. You don't know what tomorrow will bring until you start today. So friends, I want to encourage you to embrace your now, recognize your now, recite your now, and get going in your now. That's Ray with Wisdom on Wednesday, and I'll catch you next week. Have a wonderful day and bless somebody today by being in your now.